what specific service do you provide to students?
What service does GSB president provide?
Yep.
Yep.
And you specifically in that role?
Yeah, I'm the voice for all students, the representative on all issues relating to campus life. So I serve on dozens of, probably a dozen is a good estimate of university committees, everything from the University Budget Advisory Committee to the Memorial Union Board of Directors. I'm directly responsible for representing the student voice there. Past that point, I represent the students to the Board of Regents. You know, we have a very, very important meeting coming up this week where I'm going to give the student reaction to tuition. Obviously, we don't know what the tuition increase is going to be. They haven't posted that yet on their website, but yeah, I'm kind of the head of the executive branch. I am responsible for choosing a cabinet and setting the direction for the student government. I'm very, very fortunate to have a great cabinet behind me this year. Couldn't be prouder of this group with some of the issues that they've taken on and the things we've accomplished so far. I'm also, if you will, directly responsible for oversight of all our financial expenditures. I have to sign off on anything Senate passes financially. So. Okay.
Now, I realized that you turned down the tuition but accepted the living stipend.
Yep.
Where's that coming from?
Where is the stipend coming from? GSB has to go through the regular allocations process every year, just like every other student organization. This is money that's allocated from the gigantic pot of student fees. You know, $1.8 million roughly this year is what GSB is working with. So that's money that's been allocated. The GSB Constitution, which was approved by students, mandates that the GSB president receives this stipend. So that's kind of where the money came from. You know, I didn't just pass an order saying, hey, I get money. So that's kind of where the stipend comes from. It's been written in, you know, just as a little, I don't want to say incentive to get people to run because obviously that's not why I decided to run. You know, I knew that I'd be turning down over half of my reimbursements and financial awards, but that's, you know, they're student dollars that are helping students.
Given the benefits available to you in the role of GSB president, how do you stay objective in this situation with Lane 4 in Campus Town?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, actually.
Well, how are you able to remove yourself from the parties that are at play here? The Lane 4 property group, the university, the city, that stand to.
Well, actually, to be perfectly honest and perfectly frank, the only party I've been representing the whole time is students. I don't have any associations with Lane 4. I don't have any benefit for playing nice, if you will, with Lane 4. Same goes with the university. It's always, for every case, you know, not just with regard to Campus Town negotiations. When I'm on a university committee and I disagree with the university, I say straight up, and they respect that. They don't just respect that, they expect that. The students will stand up for students. You know, I don't really have anything to gain. The university isn't paying me. I'm elected by students to serve students. You know, it's really a non-issue when it comes to wanting to please Lane 4 or please the city, or Iowa State for that matter.
Going back kind of to the beginning of the interview, you said Lane 4 was here.
Yep.
They held meetings and stuff like that, but it was in June.
Yep.
Why June?
Because you know, to be honest, they didn't get selected by the city until May, end of April or May. So students come out of town. What are they? You can't expect Lane 4, honestly, to wait 4 months for students to be back on campus. They wanted to get a good impression of people who were around campus. So they sent out about 75 invites to students on campus. From that, about 30 responded and attended the focus group. You know, others were out of town or working for whatever reason. The focus group was held during the day. So, and we had a great group that really represented the students well. You know, there were 2 or 3 members of our student government. I believe myself, Nate Dobble's the vice president, and our finance director, I believe, were all there representing our student government. About 8 people from the Greek community. Our leaders from our Campus Town students. 2 to 3 members of our Campus Town Student Association. A lot of off-campus students were invited. they were probably still the majority group there attending, probably 10 off-campus students. So they really brought in people from all over campus, and they really did a great job of identifying the proper groups to talk to, especially for summer living, you know, and it's tough when not many people are around.
So, okay, what recourse do students have now that are on campus that weren't here during the summer, if they want their voice to be heard in this issue?
You know, the students have GSB to represent their views more than anything else. You know, that's why we're here, to represent student voices. I can't be the representative of the student voice, a student voice against Lane 4, if all I'm hearing is positive reinforcement behind the Lane 4 project from students. Again, that's kind of the voice that's been most prominent in my mind, you know, on a consistent basis. You know, we've heard here and there, I've mentioned kind of misconceived notions about Lane 4, and we've done our best to talk to that and get facts straight. I would give credit, a lot of credit to our City Council liaison, Matt England. He's done a fantastic job of, again, representing the facts in the case, not playing to a lot of what-if scenarios. You know, what if this happens? You know, this is happening. This is how students stand to gain from this, and that's what our GSB is here to do, is help students. So, in short, contact your GSB senators. Contact me. I have no problem. I will answer every email that's directed to me regarding the topic. Contact Nate Dobbles if you don't want to contact me. You know, contact everybody is the best thing students can do, is to just get their voice heard. Get in touch with them. Yep.
The GSB Lane 4 forum, there wasn't just one of those, there were several?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me more about those. What happened during those?
The non-summer ones, I'm assuming you're talking. Back in the September, they scheduled, I believe, they had, again, a large series of meetings. They set aside, I believe, 3 for students. I was in attendance at 2 of them. They were here for about 3 days. They set aside a meeting with Campstown property owners. I sat in on that meeting as well. The student-focused ones, however, they held a meeting in the M Shop. There were probably ballpark of 50 students who attended that meeting, kind of shared their initial thoughts and questions behind the initial proposals. That's when they were still showing the large block plan with, you know, a little ways down Welch. Now they've focused a little more. Students kind of gave their initial reactions. Again, it was very, very consistent with what we've heard. They asked for more student input, and, you know, I'll talk about the student input that's been given consistently throughout the way. The students want more sit-down dining in the Campstown area. You know, someplace nice that they can take their parents is one thing that really came out. You know, if it has to be, you know, it was pretty split actually. A lot of students who wanted a large chain. You know, before Buffalo Wild Wings came in on South Duff, a lot of students are, hey, we need a BW Dubs down in Campstown, and you know, that was huge. That's the kind of thing that students really wanted to see in the Campstown area. Again, the under 21 entertainment was one thing that really came, the message that really came strong. That's kind of how Lane 4 spent the most of their time, both at GSB and in that open forum, is asking for input and gathering it. You know, they kind of followed the exact same formula for all their things. What do you like about Campstown? What do you not like? What's not so great right now about Campstown? And how do you think we can move forward in the future? And what should we focus on? You know, Lane 4 knows that the target audience is students. They're going to be putting in some things to serve other markets as well. You know, they want to make it an all-inclusive Campstown area, but when it comes down to dollars and cents, students have that money. Students are the ones who will be putting the majority of their time in the Campstown area, and that's one thing that they know they have to serve.
All right. Is there any way that we can get like a transcript of those forums and also like the results of that survey? Would that be possible?
Survey results you should be able to get that. I don't have them. Our PR people have that. Transcript of the open forum, I'm almost certain might not exist. GSB meeting, however, the GSB meeting transcript should exist. You know, we weren't responsible for the open forum one, so I don't know who took that one, but minutes at the very least of the GSB are always posted online. So if you go to our website, you should be able to find the minutes from last semester. That'd be your first bet. And the minutes are actually very close to the audio transcript, but if you feel like you'd want a more direct audio transcript, you can get in touch with any of us over in the office.
What would an ideal revitalization of Campus Town look like in your mind?
You know, and I'm going to preface this by saying I'm very sad I won't be around to experience this. You know, I'm looking at grad schools north, up in the cold. But I really, it's going to be an all-inclusive area, first and foremost, where everyone can enjoy the area, you know, regardless of your age, especially students. You won't be excluded from activities because you're 18, 19. It'll have some activity. You know, originally the vision was the theater. We'd have a affordable, I don't want to say cheap, but an affordable student-run theater. That'd be the draw. That's still not out of the picture by any means, but some, you know, now maybe there's a dance club or something for under 21 students. You know, some draw for that everyone can participate in. I am one of those students who's really big on more dining options, someplace that you can take your parents to and, you know, enjoy a really nice sit-down meal. Those are the kinds of things I'd like in Campus Town. You know, there are talks about a hotel that could really spur some nice growth in the Campus Town area. Just other services. I lived in Martin Hall on the west side of campus, so you know I recognize as well as anyone the needs that a student has there. You know, you don't always want to take the bus to Hy-Vee. The drugstore concept that they have there, a CVS is kind of what they're talking about, is perfect for what students on the west side of campus need. So just an all-inclusive place. You know, some part of me wants to say back like it was in the old days, you know, where students could go enjoy themselves down in the Campus Town area. You know, there were services for everyone. So, you know, I just enjoy, I have in this mind this sparkling, clean environment where everyone can enjoy. You know, obviously it's not going to be that way, but perfect world.
As far as the current Campus Town goes, is there a particular aspect of it that you enjoy a lot?
I personally don't go down there much at all. You know, I'm not a big bars kind of person, and that's what I find, or what most people find appealing there. I'm a Jeff's Pizza guy, so I love Jeff's. Stomping Grounds is a great place to eat. So those are kind of my big draws. You know, Subway, when I was a Res Hall student, I'd go down there every Sunday. But other than that, for someone who doesn't enjoy the bars, I don't really have that draw to Campus Town.
Okay. Do you think that not necessarily having lived the Campus Town experience that a lot of students might has, what effect do you think that's had on your decision making?
I don't think that's biased me in any way. Just because I don't go out and party 4 nights a week in the Campus Town area doesn't mean I don't have friends who do. And they're the ones who I turn to for advice in this situation. You know, I recognize when I'm not the foremost authority on something, and I'm willing to turn to other voices. And it's the same consistent message. You know, we have the bars that we enjoy, but what else is there to do? What else do we really enjoy about the Campus Town area at this point? There's just so much untapped potential.
Okay.
Can you jump in there for a sec, Brandon?
Yeah, please do.
Can we just, you want to switch? So,
Sure, let's do it.
Is that cool with you?
Yep.
I've got like 3 real quick questions. Yeah. Am I in the chat or am I good? Cool, thanks.
You were good.
So like right now, I know that you said that there are not a lot of things for people under the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
For whatever, I am not familiar, you know, with how everything's developed in the area. You know, there used to be the Varsity Theater area. That was one thing that was under a lot of under 21 entertainment. The market for that kind of theater venture just wasn't there. I'm not going to say that the market for under 21 activities isn't there in the Campus Town area, because I firmly believe that it is. You know, you have 6,000 people living right across the street who would love a reason to go into Campus Town. They just don't have it.